Welcome to Saving the Investor. I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional. And protecting and growing your nest egg is my business. In an election year like this, investors face heightened uncertainty and concerns about market volatility, tax policy changes, and regulatory shifts. How might these things affect your portfolio? Join me as we navigate these challenges and explore strategies to secure your financial future. Stay tuned for insights that will empower you to make informed decisions and protect your retirement savings. Let's navigate these uncertain times together right here on Saving the Investor. Coming up on today's show,
your portfolio in an election year, empowering women investors, finding hidden fees in your portfolio, and much more.
Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group. Alfie is a published author, radio show host, speaker, and industry leader.
why do you use an annuity? A lot of people use it for the wrong thing.
He works with retirees and pre-retirees to build and protect their nest egg and offers his experience to help those concerned about financial independence in retirement. If you've got questions about retirement, Saving the Investor starts now.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Saving the Investor. Great to have you with us on this Sunday morning. My name is Craig Wolf, and I am here as always alongside certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend. Alfie, good morning.
Good morning.
We're going to start this morning by talking about sort of three things that have come together. They're topics that we often talk about, but it's a powerful combination right now, and that's the fact that we're in a presidential election year. Yeah. We have an enormous debt, an enormous deficit as well. Don't want to start by throwing a lot of numbers out, but we're paying about $900 billion interest on the debt, and we're operating at about $1.9 trillion deficit right now.
Yeah.
You take all those numbers in mind, what's the investor, small, medium, large, have to do going forward in terms of a strategy?
That's a tough question on a Sunday morning.
Well, we got to start somewhere.
Well, we know we have a presidential election and we have a big debt and a debt that's being added on to. So something's going to have to happen. And one thing that I tell our clients that what's most likely going to have to happen is taxes are going to be going up for everybody. If you go back to 1979, the highest marginal tax rate was 70%. So there's a lot of room for them to raise our taxes, and I think they're going to be taking a big look at that. It could be capital gain taxes, it could be corporate taxes, and most likely it's going to be higher income taxes. So what we're telling our clients, we need to get some things that are tax-free. Tax-free income down the road. So how can you do that? You could do Roth conversions is one way you can do it. So, it's like pay me now or pay me later. Start, thinking about getting tax-free money for your income down the road. Because if taxes go up as much as we think they're going to go up, then tax-free is going to be that much more of it advantageous for you to do now to get tax-free. There's something called, it's an IRS code, it's 7702, and that is taking insurance policies and being able to overfund them to have some tax-free money for you down the road. The nice thing about that, there's no limits on it, and you can put a lot of money in there and take out tax-free money down the road, in a form of a loan. So there are things you can do. But if you're not, if your advisor or you're not talking about some tax-free income down the road, you really should be having that conversation.
So we're in a presidential election year, and
Yes.
It's unique in that we have no longer presumptive nominees. We've got nominees. We've got an incumbent president running against a former president. So for the first time in the history of the country, we have two people running against each other that have both been president of the United States.
Yeah.
So we kind of know a little bit about where they stand.
Yes.
If you don't know by now, you're not paying a lot of attention. So how does that figure into this stew that we're talking about?
It figures a lot. It figures a lot because you do have two different presidents that, one that was past and one that's future, and they both have a record. Usually you don't get that privilege. So you just have to ask yourself, was I better off 4 years ago, or am I better off now? It's a simple question to ask yourself. And then, and one's more pro business, and the other one is more pro, policy to have some restrictions on business. So I think, time will tell, but it is going to be an exciting year.
Do you foresee another 70% top tax bracket as we go forward? I mean, that's a crazy number. I think it was even higher back around the time when I was born. I think it was during the Eisenhower administration.
No, the 1940s, it was at 94%.
94%.
But I don't think you were born 1940s.
No, I wasn't, but I do. It's not like I remember, but I've read plenty about the time when I was born in the mid-50s.
Yeah.
Taxes were.
The taxes were high, so they have room to go up. Hopefully, they're not going to go up too much, but we got to do something about what you can do now to protect that happening.
All right. Thank you, Alfie. Good way to start things on this Sunday morning. Thanks for watching Saving the Investor. There is plenty more to come.
You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Are you worried about inflation and how it's affecting your retirement?
Well, you're not alone. According to a recent study, 73% of Americans rank their finances as their number one stress in life.
But don't worry, there's help available. Alfie's free retirement toolkit can help you transform your worries into confidence.
Inside this toolkit, you'll find valuable resources like a guide to creating a retirement income plan, tips for saving for retirement, and strategies for protecting your retirement savings from inflation.
Plus, you'll get a copy of Alfie's new book, Making Waves in Retirement.
This free toolkit provides valuable insights like ways to transform your worries of retirement into confidence, ways to discover the weak points in your retirement plan, ways even small changes to your retirement plan can make a big difference, and how big your tax bill could be in retirement.
To get Alfie's free retirement toolkit, simply text the word KIT to 239-747-1080. That's KIT to 239-747-1080.
Don't wait and act now. This offer is only available for a limited time. Text KIT to 239-747-1080 today and start building a worry-free retirement.
One thing about being in the financial business for over 40 years, we get a lot of questions all the time, and especially us because we have a TV and radio show. So we're going to take some of these questions that are asked frequently. That means that you are wanting to know the answers, and you're going to get them today.
I'm just wondering if life insurance should be part of my retirement strategy. What do you recommend, Alfie?
So life insurance could be treated in a couple different ways, more than a couple different ways. I'll explain two. One of them is to pay estate taxes. Another one could be to pass on a legacy. I should say three, because one more would be to take out tax-free money. So it depends on your age, it depends on your health, but there's ways that we can overfund a life insurance and take out tax-free money for many, many years. And again, if interest rates go up or taxes go up in the future, you're going to have to pay a lot of taxes. Life insurance could be that tool to give you some tax-free money. And we know it passes on tax-free. So if you're looking for a legacy, that's one of a great way to utilize that. And the last thing is if you need it for home health care, this could be a great tool to be a part of your asset and a part of your estate.
Hi, Alfie. I almost feel guilty asking this question because I have a good relationship with my advisor, but I want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to have the best financial plan possible. So do you think getting a second opinion would be a good idea?
You know what I always say, this is your money and you got to put the money first, okay? I had a world-renowned orthopedic surgeon that came to us about the time I was going to have back surgery. I already did the MRI. He asked if he could see the MRI. Matter of fact, I had the appointment the following week, and he told me that what I was going to experience when I went to see that doctor. And he says, Alfie, you have 4 vertebrae that are bad, and you have stenosis, and that's why my legs were I couldn't even walk. I had stenosis so bad. He says, you're going to have 4 vertebrae that they're going to want to clean out. But he said, what you don't need, Alfie, is a fusion. So I knew when I went to my doctor that week, I knew what he was going to tell me. But the thing I wanted to hear was, do I need a fusion? And sure enough, he says, Alfie, you do not need a fusion. We just need to clean those out. You're going to be just fine. So I knew I had the right doctor at that point. So when you do a second opinion, that's what you're doing. All you're doing is making sure you are in the right situation. There's a lot of things going on in our world right now. You need to take consideration taxes. You need to take consideration income, volatility, inflation. You have to look at all that and make sure that your plan is encompassing all that. If it's not, you need to change, because you have to protect yourself first and not worry about feelings of another advisor. You have to put yourself first. And we put what we call a retirement simulator. We'll put your whole plan in there to see if we are going to be a better fit and a better plan than what you currently have. And you'll see it side by side. And that's when you make a wise decision instead of not doing anything. So I hope you take advantage of that.
I worked hard all my life, Alfie, and I've accumulated substantial savings. Now I'm retired and my advisor encourages me not to spend very much money. What's your philosophy on that?
That's a great question. Here at the Advanced Retirement Group, we're going to put solid plans together for you, and we're going to make sure that we're going to get you to and through retirement the best that we can, using all the resources that we have to make sure that happens. Now, on the other hand, there's a thing about Advanced Retirement Group that I love with our clients is you worked hard for your money. And there's 2 ways you can think about it. You can have the scarcity mode or the abundance mode. We tend to have the abundance mode. We want our clients to travel. We encourage them to travel. Matter of fact, we're getting a partnership with a concierge travel agent right now that our clients can go on group trips together, because that's what you worked hard for. And we want to do everything we can to help you live out your dreams in retirement.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080. You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Are you ready to take control of your retirement and create a sound financial future? The first step is simple. Be one of the first 7 callers right now and schedule your complimentary, no-risk, no-obligation retirement review with Alfie and his concierge team. When you visit Alfie's office, you'll sit down and discuss your unique goals and concerns. Alfie and his team don't just talk about financial planning, they craft personalized solutions. On your first visit, you can also expect expert analysis of your current situation, risk mitigation techniques, and tax-saving strategies. And that's just for starters. In the world of financial planning, experience matters. With more than 40 years of experience, Alfie understands the needs of those who are soon to be or already retired, from investment allocation to income planning, tax strategies, and estate planning. Your retirement success plan awaits simply by taking advantage of Alfie's complimentary, no-risk, no-obligation retirement review. Be one of the first 7 callers right now at 239-747-1080. That's 239-747-1080. Call now. Your future financial self will thank you.
Welcome to another segment of Women of Worth, where we tackle topics that are especially important to you. Alfie, I think one of the things you do extremely well is help women feel empowered as investors. And I think oftentimes that's something that they come in and they currently don't feel like they have the empowerment. How do you help bridge that gap?
Well, investing is scary to start with, okay? And if you don't understand anything about it, you sort of turn yourself away from it because you don't understand it. But if it's a single woman or if it's a husband and wife, I want to make sure they're both understanding. So when I'm explaining things to, a plan, for example, the portfolios, what I want to do is, I think that's where my gift is taking something that's very complicated and making it simple.
Right.
And that's important to do. I'm not going to dumb it down to, so low, but I'm going to take it where I'm going to give you examples so you understand it. So I feel that if you know what's going on inside your portfolio, your retirement plan, your income plan, we're talking about legacy and taxes, the more you do, and it's not going to be the first time, Mary, when they hear it, they're going to understand everything. But it's going to be the reviews that we do, the phone calls that we do. And every Friday we do a financial wrap-up, and a lot of our clients, they cannot wait to get the financial wrap-up. And that's where I talk about the week, what happened in the week, if it's the job numbers, so they know they're going to get more and more educated about their portfolio, about their retirement, and it's going to be easier for them to ask me questions. And the other thing is, if they don't ask me questions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the questions that I know are important that they should be asking.
Right.
Because that's like, for example, we're building a home. And I told my electrician, I said, I want you to tell me things that I know nothing about that are new to the electric industry right now.
Right.
Because I don't know what question to ask you.
Right.
And he goes, that's a good thing. I will coach you along the way.
Right.
And that's what we do. We coach along the way in a sense of, we're going to ask you questions that you should be asking us. So you're going to know more, and it's going to empower them to feel good about what we're doing.
I like that a lot. And you also have client events and client webinars and things like that as well, where you're bringing in portfolio managers.
Yes, we bring in our portfolio managers, and they love that because they can ask them questions too. And we have great ones that are very, very smart, but what they do is they talk in our term where we can understand it, and it makes it enjoyable for everybody, not just them.
Yeah.
We enjoy it.
Thank you, Alfie. And ladies, meeting with Alfie is definitely a worthwhile investment of your time. So if you'd like to make an appointment with us, give us a call.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. Give Alfie a call, 239-747-1080. Where your money matters.
Ladies, are you ready to take charge of your financial future? Alfie Townsend, a seasoned certified financial planner with over 4 decades of experience, specializes in helping women just like you navigate the complexities of wealth management, retirement planning, and investment strategies. With Alfie by your side, you can trust that your financial goals will be met with precision and care. Whether you're looking to grow your savings, secure your retirement, or optimize your investments, Alfie's personalized approach will ensure that your unique needs are understood and addressed. Don't let financial uncertainty hold you back. It's time to seize control and build the future you deserve. Take the first step toward financial empowerment by scheduling a consultation with Alfie today. Call 239-747-1080. And let's start turning your financial dreams into reality. Remember, your financial future is in your hands, and Alfie is here to help you make the most of it. Don't wait any longer. Call Alfie today.
We had a couple come in not too long ago, and they were holding a lot of Microsoft. Now, the good thing about Microsoft has been there for many years, but they had a lot of gains in Microsoft. They had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in gains, so we couldn't really sell it out and buy something else. But they wanted to know, they needed more income. So they said, is there anything we can do with all these stocks that we have with Microsoft? And there is things we can do. And I'll tell you what we proposed to this couple that came in. So what we did, we were able to use our money managers to put some options on this account to create 4 to 5% additional income that they weren't getting right now. So we're talking in the thousands of dollars. It was $50,000, $60,000 of extra income from doing this one option play. Now, what that meant for them, what they gave up was, hey, if it grew 15%, they got all that 15%. But if it went over that, they would have to make a choice. Do they want to sell that, or do they want to buy it and carry it further? And that's what we, propose to them. But the good thing about it is we can do that with different stocks. Will give you different interest rates. Microsoft was about 1%. Apple right now is like 3%. But a company like NVIDIA, believe it or not, that's like a 10% type of return. So if you have companies that you're sitting with a lot of stock with, a lot of gains, but you don't want to sell it, but you would like extra income, this could be a great opportunity to get income that you're not getting right now. So if you want to know more about this, give us a call and we'll explain it further.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now. You are watching Saving the Investor, where your money matters.
Living in Southwest Florida, we're all way too familiar with storms. But what if the perfect financial storm hits while you're in retirement? Are you prepared? Well, certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend has a new book out called Making Waves in Retirement. It breaks down the insights that Alfie's gained in his 4 decades of helping people just like you plan for retirement, featuring real stories about real people, illustrating what they've done wrong and what they've done right. Strategies to help retirees and those soon to be retired make the right decisions and avoid costly mistakes, whether it's battling inflation, navigating market volatility, or managing the threat of recession. These strategies may help you too. If you save for retirement, this book should be on your shelf. Get your complimentary copy today simply by being one of the first 5 callers. Call now for your free copy of Alfie's book, Making Waves in Retirement. Call 239-747-1080. You've protected your home when the storm is coming. Do the same with your hard-earned retirement dollars. Call now to get your free copy of Alfie's book, Making Waves in Retirement. 239-747-1080.
As we always say here at the Advanced Retirement Group, knowledge is power, and we're going to talk about our retirement simulator process that we use here at the Advanced Retirement Group. And David, people come in and they don't know really what they have going on inside their retirement, inside their portfolio. Some people say I have no fees, or they might say my advisor says I have no fees at all, but do I have fees? And that's what the retirement simulator does. It doesn't just talk about fees. I want you to explain overall what the retirement simulator does for people here.
Absolutely. So what we do, we start with your statements, right? So we have to identify what you have, whether it's IRA money or joint money, trust money, maybe you inherited an account. So we would start with the statements, and then we would run it through our extensive analysis. Okay, and that analysis goes through a variety of things, ranging from performance, right? We go through, are you diversified? Are you all in one sector? Maybe
are you taking more risks than your returns are giving you?
Right.
That's important.
Right. And we see, some people have all their eggs in one basket, whether it's all technology stocks, or one thing or the other. And really we're able to see how risky they are, the risk number, which is important. We talked about that. And the other thing would be a fee analysis. So fees are very important, and you reference this as well, where some people come in and they'll say, Alfie, David, we don't pay any fees. And we know that nobody on this earth works a job for free. Right? So
and talking about fees, when you come in, we tell you what our fees are. We tell you everything what you're going to be charged for our services. But that's what you want to know. You want to know. You don't want surprises. So if someone if someone's telling you there's no fees, they're not, like Paul Harvey, you're too young for that, but Paul Harvey would always say the rest of the story. And the rest of the story is a retirement simulator, because it talks about the things that you don't know about. And why you don't see the fees is because they come out from your returns.
Exactly.
That's a big one.
Exactly. So we'll be able to identify how much your fees are. Maybe it was a front or a back-loaded fee.
Yeah.
That's important. Some people don't know about that. And then also your net expense ratio. So we run it through and we show you the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
And we'll be honest, if it looks good, we'll tell you. But most of the time there are areas of concern, areas that we would do different. And if nothing else, you come in for a second opinion and we show you what we can do for you.
Yeah, and it's going to do a side-by-side comparison of the S&P 500 to see how you're performing to a benchmark of the S&P 500. So see if you're taking more risks than you need to take to get the returns that you're getting. So if you want to have our retirement simulator process, give us a call and we'll get that for you.
Ready to live your retirement dreams? Then it's time to meet Alfie, Southwest Florida's certified financial planner. Schedule your complimentary retirement income plan review now.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of Saving the Investor. But creating a secure financial future for yourself and your loved ones is an ongoing journey. I know it's important to you, and that's why I'm asking you to call the number on your screen right now. If you're one of the first 7 people to reach us, you'll receive a complimentary consultation with Alfie, where he will use the insights he has gained in his 40-plus year career to review your financial plan. Today's world seems more uncertain and volatile than any time that I can remember, and your financial future is too important to leave to chance. Whether you're navigating market uncertainties, planning for retirement, or securing your family's legacy, now is the time to take action. Be one of the first 7 to call 239-747-1080 and schedule your complimentary consultation with Alfie. Take that first step now. You've got nothing to lose and quite possibly much to gain. Thanks for joining us today on Saving the Investor. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Mondo Uomo offers a remarkable selection of the latest styles in menswear. Visit Mondo Uomo at the Village on Venetian Bay in Naples, Alberto, Bugacci, St. Croix, Zanella. Come see what remarkable shopping is all about.
We all have a picture of our perfect retirement, but how do we get there? At Advantage Retirement Group, helping you get there is our business. We're passionate about getting to know you, learning your hopes and dreams. Why? So we can work with you to achieve them. How? By maximizing the money you've saved, minimizing the dollars you pay in taxes and the risk you are exposed to, and creating a retirement income plan that ensures your savings lasts a lifetime. We're thankful to work with so many wonderful people, and we'd love to work with you too. Call Advantage Retirement Group today for your no-cost, no-obligation evaluation, 239-747-1080. Your retirement is too important to put off. Call now, 239-747-1080.